Well, welcome. I almost got into acupuncture by mistake. I went into nursing school, and I think since I was a kid, I always wanted to be in the healthcare field. And I thought nursing would be good. Maybe I'll go into nurse practitioner or work in the emergency room. I always loved adventure. I spent a little while in the hospitals, and I realized that Western medicine just wasn't in line with my philosophy about healthcare. So I went back to my little dorm room where I lived with my two best friends and started doing research, and I decided that acupuncture and Chinese medicine resonated a little better, and the rest is history. I didn't want to spend 12 hours a day, in a clinical setting. I wanted to be an hour with a patient and really help change, their day-to-day lives, their quality of life. People are starting to realize that Western medicine just doesn't always work for them. A lot of my patients come in and they're already on the meds. They've already had different procedures, a little bit invasive procedures, and they are starting to realize that that's not quite working for them. We get down to the roots and figure out why they're having a particular imbalance. And many times it's in combination with Western medicine that we play a role in their health care. One of my favorite things to treat is fertility. It's one of the most rewarding things in the world when somebody's trying to start a family and can't, and eventually they do, and it's just so precious. But many of my patients already are undergoing IUI procedures and IVF procedures, and this type of medicine just takes them into the next level. They respond better. They, need less meds many times, and that's one of the ways that Chinese medicine and Western medicine are integrative and complementary. Many of my patients that come in for migraines, they already take many different medications. Same thing with depression. So what we do on our end is integrate the alternative healthcare, herbs, acupuncture, whatever other modalities, and we do injections and cupping so that they can improve the quality of life and hopefully get off their meds eventually. When a patient comes in, we always do a full initial intake. So what that means is I sit down with them for no less than 30 minutes, and I go over all of the different health aspects of the particular person. So let's say they come in for migraines. We definitely address the migraines, but we also talk about their digestion, their energy level, their sleeping habits. So we get a whole picture of what exactly they've got going on. Because there are many different reasons why someone might have a particular ailment. By just treating that one thing, it's really a disservice. In Chinese medicine, we look at the entire body and figure out what the root cause of the particular health concern or ailment or pain is, and we build up and out from there. It's very few and far between when people have multiple health concerns and they're not somehow correlated. And it's funny because Western medicine doesn't always see it that way, but in Chinese medicine, particular organ systems are responsible for particular functions in the body that may not correlate to how the Western, paradigm works. But in Chinese medicine, many times somebody could have, let's say they could have TMJ and anxiety, whereas TMJ, they would go to one doctor. For the anxiety, they would go to the other doctor. Here, we could treat them together, and chances are they're correlated and they are part of the same underlying imbalance. Many times what happens is you see one thing that we may not even be treating starts to improve. And somebody may say, man, I'm really sleeping really good, but they're coming in for lower back pain. When we were kids, my mom would load us up with vitamin C and echinacea, and I knew the power of alternative medicine. She never really rushed us to the doctor, even though she was in the Western medicine industry. She's a respiratory therapist. So I think I always kind of knew this stuff worked, and I wanted to make it part of of what I did day to day.